When I was around 18 or 19, I was dating a young man. He sexually assaulted me, but it was done in a way that it wasn't glaringly obvious to me. So I knew that I felt uncomfortable, and I knew that my perception of myself and my surroundings changed after that happened. But I was still connected to the person, so it wasn't readily identifiable to me. But I knew something was wrong. When the initial assault happened, I disassociated. Now I recognize it as disassociation, but it felt like an out-of-body experience, like I wasn't really there. My body was there, but mentally, spiritually, I wasn't in the room. I wasn't in my body. After a while, what I would do is I would talk to people close to me and just ask certain questions, and it's through those conversations I realized, oh wait, it's a possibility that this is what actually happened. And it linked into the fact that I felt uncomfortable, I felt violated. But based on the context and what the person was saying, I shouldn't have felt that way. It was eye-opening when I had the conversations with peers and social media. I would look at people sharing their stories. I was on Tumblr and Twitter a lot, and I think it was a couple months after the Me Too movement came out. So I saw people sharing stories of similar things that happened to them. So I was doom scrolling on social media. So that wasn't healthy because I didn't come outside my room. I didn't speak to people. I stopped going out. I became very depressed, and I lost so much weight, and I started having body dysmorphia and lost sight of my goals. I really wasn't myself, but that was in the initial stages. I lost a lot of weight. My skin broke out. I had panic attacks. I couldn't sleep. I was scared all the time to go out. I was scared to talk to people. I was scared to look people in the eye. And then on top of that, I had a lot of financial issues. So I wasn't able to finish school and things like that. So that combined with me thinking and trying to figure out what actually happened, and even speaking to the person to figure out what happened, and we were arguing a lot as well. It wasn't healthy at all. So it showed in my physique a lot that I was really going through tremendous stress and trauma. But I didn't know it was trauma. I thought that I was the problem. I thought that I wasn't pushing myself hard enough to achieve my goals. I thought that everything that was happening was karma for me not being able to do certain things that I was supposed to be doing at that age. After a while, I realized I really wanted help. So I was looking for therapists. I was trying to figure out where in Jamaica you could get a therapist to just talk about it. And then my mom was the one who actually saw what was happening with me, and she said, "Do you want to go to a therapist?" And I told her yes. And she actually had a friend that had a counseling firm, and she took me there. Oh, I just remembered I was contemplating suicide a lot. I actually attempted several times too, because I really just wanted the pain to end, but I didn't know how to end it. So when she offered that solution, I took it, because there's still a part of me that wanted to live. I didn't want this person to have control of my life, you know what I mean? And that's what it felt like. But after talking to that therapist, expressing my anxiety and depression, she's the one that actually told me, like, hey, you have anxiety disorder. I'm like, okay. And through speaking to her, she helped me to reconnect with my creative side, and she used that to help me to face some of the issues that led me to even consider that person as a romantic partner. And yeah, I used art ever since then. So drawing, sketching, poetry, creative writing, photography, content creation, fashion, modeling, all of that. I started using that after a while to cope in a healthy way. What happened with the trauma, the sexual assault situation, I had to drop out of school, and I wasn't getting any jobs. So I was at home. I would go to church, I'd go to youth meetings, but I spent a lot of time by myself. And I was like, okay, I want to make use of my time. So I started drawing again. I started sketching. I started researching what a design company would look like, what my business would look like. I came upon this video of a village, well, it was a village of just women. And the village started because there's a higher rate of domestic violence in that village, right? And there was a woman that decided she wasn't going to take anymore. She beat up her husband and she left. She left and then she felt empowered after that. She realized that all this time she thought that she had to rely on him, but she didn't. So after she freed herself, she went back and she freed other ladies. And other ladies would come to her and say, hey, take my daughter, you're trying to sell her off to somebody for underage marriage. And she ended up creating this village of just women where they protect each other and they grow and they save other women from other villages who are probably children and they trying to make them into a child bride, or they have a long history of domestic abuse in their relationship. They use beaded jewelry to sell to make money and they sell them to tourists. And I found that video and I was like, I want to do something like that. And then in the video, the lady said Nachami. And the interviewer asked her, what does that mean? She said Nachami is the word for love. And at the time I was looking for the name of my business, I was like, that's it right there. I want my business to be called Nachami because I want to love myself some more. I want to love myself so much that I won't put myself in a situation where somebody can do that to me again. Where somebody feels like they have power over who I am to the point where I don't recognize myself anymore. I said, I don't want to lose myself. And if I can do that and help other women, and not just women, but other people, then it'll be worth it. So that's how my business came about. And it was just something to help me love myself some more. And it grew into something that I'm helping other people to fulfill their dreams. I'm a completely different person now. So I think it's working. I'm Deborah, and this was my mental health story.